time we're going to talk about this fellow. This is why we ignore people like this because, as I said before, at the end of the day, they're not professionals in their field. They're little kids. And I wouldn't buy anything from them at the end of the day because, as I said before, they don't carry themselves off in a professional way. So first things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. These are the usual individuals we deal with from time to time that constantly want to challenge my work and this, that, and the other. They don't match any of our demonstrations. Their screens don't even do exactly what they're supposed to do. And as I said before, I went in, I broke down the video. I showed you all the flaws he was doing. Ultra short throw projectors, overusing ultra short throw projectors, screens that weren't coming up that were supposed to be black, images that were fading and washing out. And one of the most important things, like I said, that should be done against their products is that they should either, it should go down to Home Depot or Lowe's, and they should ask for a color match of their product and paint that down the side of the screen and see if there's a difference. Now, I said before, we've done this already. I posted all my links. Those are my test links. We did it at black screens versus black paint and black fabric and all that stuff. We did all that stuff already. We did this a long time ago before it was ever requested of us to do anything of that. But this is what I'm talking about as not a professional person. It's a person who has a website, claims he has a business, and this is how they carry themselves. So stuff like this doesn't bother me. It doesn't. It just shows me at the end of the day that you're not a professional. Why I don't do stuff like that? I'm a grown man. Why would I be doing stuff like this? I have a business. I have a company. It doesn't look good for my company to go around making memes of people like that. It's not professional. So that makes you look bad. It doesn't make me look bad. At the end of the day, my table's still blessed. I still continue to get orders. And at the end of the day, I know how to carry myself as a professional in my business and the business that I do. You, on the other hand, you and the other one are not professionals at any way whatsoever. And when faced with a challenge, because as I said before, if you're going to try to say that you are the same as me, you produce the same product as me, you do the same demonstrations as me, then you should be able to do that demonstration. We've done it like 7 times in 7 different links. I don't see why when we give you a challenge, like take your product to Home Depot and Lowe's and have them match your product and paint that down the side of your screen, why you feel threatened over that. So the simple fact that you reacted this way clearly shows me that your product is house paint. That's what I know right now. You just showed me that. If you had basically handled this in a professional manner, went down to Home Depot or Lowe's, made the product, brought it back, at least try to show a difference, or at least ignored it, this would have came out better in your behalf. But the fact that you are trying to call yourself a professional and you do stuff like that, that doesn't look good for you at all. That's very unprofessional. So that's why when I see people do stuff like this, it doesn't bother me. It just shows me at the end of the day that you are not a professional in your field. Instead of you going down and doing the demonstration as requested, this is your reaction, much like Crow does the same thing. That's how we know your product doesn't work and we know you can't back it. As for the whole cancellation thing, again, you got to show 2 documents. You don't even have that either. And I've requested that twice from you. So as of today, we're going to continue ignoring you again. Put baby in the corner, let him play with the binky, and leave him be. Because until he shows a demonstration of him taking his products down to Home Depot or Lowe's, doing an exact match of the product, don't purchase from him. I'm going to show you something too why he's not a professional in his field. This is the email that he sent to us. See how you act? So your customers are supposed to look at you as a respectable businessman, and this is the kind of emails you send out to people. That doesn't look good for you. That looks extremely, extremely bad for you. I don't send out emails like this. See that? This is just as worse as Crow sending me an email for me to go in and purchase his products and then cancel right after we make the order. Doesn't look good for y'all. You are not professionals in the field. You can't back up your products. And you need to get out of the business altogether. Until you show that demonstration of your products matching or trying to show that they don't match At the end of the day, your product is nothing but black and white paint, and that's what I'm going to call it to be. Now, I'm going to be posting my links at the bottom of this demonstration. These are our test demonstrations that we have already completed weeks ago. Put all those at the bottom for you. See right there? Those are my test demonstrations showing my screen tested against black paint. All those links. We got a couple more to put in there too. I got some on gunmetal too, but I'll add all those in there. So I'm going to put all this in here. And these are my test demonstrations right here, done and finished. And until then, you can make all the memes you want, carry on any way you want. At the end of the day, people know that you're not a professional at your field, and this is how you carry yourself. So we're going to put our links right here at the bottom. Where's we at right here? We need to come over here to this one over here. And I think we're going to, there's my customer right there showing off his screen right there. And his screen's black. If you notice, if you look at his screen, it matches his speaker system that he has in the environment, which are black too. That's one of the things when we took his video apart, we noticed that he had, my customer right now is displaying more light in his environment than you just did in your video demonstration. Look at this. See, none of one of those curtains have blinds on them. Now, the demonstration you displayed on your black screen was in a dark environment, and your speakers didn't even match the screen. So you have a dark gray screen you're trying to pass off as a black screen. Then there's another angry customer in there that's ranting the daylights out of him. I don't know what he's all about, but he showed off a lot of your products, and a lot of your products are matching the products that you're showing in your demonstrations. They're not pulling contrast in any way whatsoever. But that's neither here nor there. What you need to do today is take your products, you and Crow, take your products down to Home Depot or Lowe's and ask for a color match. Take those products, paint them against your screens, and show a massive difference. That's what you need to do today. I need to come out. I don't know why I'm in his video right here. I need to come into this video here and post our links. Now here's my test demonstrations right here for you to go in, and I'll show you. Let me see. I need to bring up this one right here. Now you can rant all you want. At the end of the day, you got to show those demonstrations, buddy. You got to show them. That's what you got to do. Now, if you're going to be challenging our products and telling us that this, that, and the other, then you're going to have to do the same demonstrations we do. You can't claim to be the same as us if you don't do our demonstrations. We got screens downstairs, and like I said, in that room down there, meters don't pick up down there. So how come my basement is brighter than your living room? It doesn't make any sense. If you go to my right now, to change out my intro, that's my screen outside at 150 inches at 720p, 27 feet back. And yet they're doing demonstrations on these tiny little screens outside. Come on now. I couldn't care less if you make memes about me. That doesn't bother me. What you need to do is back it up. Now, if you came out there and you did a demonstration and you backed up your work, I consider that to be impressive. But that's how you carry yourself as a professional? No, you're not professionals. So there's all my links right there. Post it. This is why I say you have to do these tests. Because at the end of the day, we make a black screen paint. It is going to come across every once in a while from a customer or whoever we're doing business with. How do I know at the end of the day your product is not everyday black paint? How do I know I can't do the same thing with black fabric? How do I know I can't do the same thing with this or that? You have to have those tests there to show that. And no one should ask you for these tests. This is something you should automatically do from day one. Now, as I said, for the whole cancel thing, well, you need these two documents right here. This is what you need. This is what we have to see. I want to see this one. Shows a document that was canceled, like we got from Crow. Money was put back in the account. You should have one of these. And Crow has the same site as us. You should have a transaction invoice from the website server on the marketplace showing the item that you ordered with the item number, how much you paid for, and the date, timestamp, and showing that there was a refund on the account. This is what you need to back that up. Until then, since you don't have it, you're just a grown man walking around in your backyard ranting about a cancellation that never even happened, and that's pretty sad. I'll save that right there. If I gave y'all half the challenges that we have, if I gave y'all a smidgen of the challenges that what we have to go through, your screens would never even make it. That's why I know for a fact that we can't test your stuff down here. It's a waste of my money to buy your product. Right now on your website, half of your stuff you don't even have available for your customers. I told you, I can just buy your products. I'll go to Home Depot myself and I'll make a color match of them and I'll basically do the demonstration live. But I'm giving you the opportunity to do it yourself. So I'm going back to work downstairs. I got a couple of demonstrations to do. I got orders to process for today. If you do have a cancellation from them, like you said, I expect to see these documents right here. One from PayPal, one with the there it is, the the transaction number. We expect to see all this, just like this. It should look exactly like this. That's what I expect to see today. And also expect to see, like I said, a demonstration with your product. Take it down to Home Depot or Lowe's. You and Crow, get a color match, and put it against your screen. Oh, I came up here for a power cord too. When you do stuff like that, it just clearly shows me at the end of the day, number one, I was able to get under your skin. And number two, it makes you look like an unprofessional. And that's what it does. We got one around here somewhere. That's the longest cord we got, a cable. Where's that go to? Oh, I guess one over there. I need a sub. I need a sub is what I need. That's what I came in here to get, was one of the subs. Let me see. We use this one right here. We're not using this one. It's not hooked up to for the computer, so I think we can take this one right here. I think this is the one for this one. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, that's the one for this one. So I have to set up for a demonstration downstairs right now. And I actually need a cord for the sound, for the whatchamacallit, for the center speaker downstairs. So we got a cord for that right there. Let's see what we got going on in here. Any cords? Any cords? One cord in here. And see, I'm not paying any mind. Like I said, you gotta be, and you're gonna be in this business, you gotta be professional about it. And when you do stuff like that, does not make you look like a professional. Sending nasty, threatening emails and all that stuff doesn't help you, doesn't make you look good. And customers will stay away from you if they know you're that kind of person. And that's why you don't carry yourself that way. You gotta carry yourself in a professional manner. Just like I said, if you're gonna claim to have a screen that's blacker than mine, then guess what? I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna look at your video demonstrations, watch your paint on demonstrations to see what your product is. And from what I've seen so far, it's exactly like crow's paint. It looks exactly like crow's paint. To tell you the truth, at the end of the day, it's reacting the exact same way. So what I think you two should both do, because Crow is going to have to come and do that demonstration regardless, because there is a video of him making black and white paint, and the paint is matching a lot of the products that we were able to make. So he needs to go in and be able to back that up to show to his customers that his product is not black and white paint. If he doesn't want to do the multiple mixes that we made live on camera, then he can do a review against digital crystal screen paint. We'll send him out several shades of that to his house. But we need a permission from him to do so, trying to be respectful. And he has never sent us an email or anything responding back by saying yes or no, nothing at all. So right there, the longer it takes for them to do that, the more and more it's going to look even worse for him, that customers are not going to give you $85 of their money. They're just going to go in and just copy down the ingredients and make it themselves. So you have to be to show that there's a difference. And you should have done that from day one. No one should have to tell you to do that at all. I think I'm going to take the one behind. I only need it for the time being, so I'm not using the subwoofers in the theater room, so I'll just use those. I could have swore I had extra ones in here somewhere. All right, I'm just gonna take the sub downstairs. That's all we need for right now for that setup. So that's what you should be doing. Don't get mad at me. You're upset with me because I went in and broke down your video, which should have been done. Our customer already did it way before I did. He did it way before I did. I just went and checked out his videos, but everything he showed in that video, your screen was doing in the demonstration. It was washing out pretty bad. And I can see by how you were trying to block window light, you were depending on ultra short throw projectors. It's just the same thing he's doing. You and Crow did the exact same demonstrations. And then when someone outs you, the first thing you do is you resort to those unprofessional tactics. It doesn't bother me at the end of the day because at the end of the day, it's business as usual for me. But for you, it bothers you. And that's why you react that way. And it's sad. Also, like I said, you're still now going to have to do those demonstrations. You're going to have to take your product to Home Depot or Lowe's, get an exact match, because anybody can do that. They could buy your product, go to Home Depot, get a match of it, and put it against your screen paint. And if that thing blends in, you got a problem on your hands. So that's what you got to do. Got to be to show that your product works. Show your product work, your table will look like this. And this is just the beginning. I haven't even finished the rest of my orders yet. I'm still doing processing orders. I still got to make more boxes today. By the end of the day, I got more boxes to make. So this is what your table, this is what you should be doing. I do unboxings like this all the time. Every Saturday we do those unboxings live. Can't get mad at me over that. You know? You're the one doing these cookie cutters and cutting corners and all this stuff, and then you want to get mad when you get outed. Screen's not even black in your demonstration. It's not even black. It's supposed to match the soundbar. Soundbar should not be darker than your screen. I think I'm going to put this subwoofer over here. I'm about to do the demonstration for gaming for Facebook, so that's why we're setting up the subs downstairs to get ready for that. Because people want to see the gaming demonstrations. These are requests that I got from customers asking me to do more demonstrations in the max out zone. So when a customer comes in and sees a demonstration being displayed on a screen this dark, that's matching the soundbar, that's matching the border, at 12 feet back, 720p projector, they want to see everything. They want to see movies, they want to see sports, because this environment is much brighter than most people's homes. You look at any demonstration online. I'll give you some research. Go online, see if you can find how many demonstrations of people doing demonstrations doing this right now, this much light with a maxed out meter. This is what I'm talking about. But y'all want to constantly compare your stuff to my stuff, but y'all don't want to do my demonstrations at the end of the day. And then when we give you one challenge, one simple challenge, this is how you react. So now you're painted yourself in the corner, much like he did. So now you're going to have to go out and do that. You're going to have to go to that Home Depot or Lowe's. You're going to have to do that, because if you don't, somebody will do it for you. If it's not me, it'll be somebody else will do it for you. Because the way you reacted, you already sparked curiosity for someone to go out and do that to your product now. And you can more than welcome to buy my product off my website, go to Home Depot, get black paint or whatever you think it is, and do the demonstration. And if you want, if you think you can make my product, how about you post the ingredients and I'll make it myself and put it against my own screen. Oh, you can't do that because you don't know how my technology is designed, because you can't pass any of my test demonstrations because you don't do test demonstrations. There you go. That's why you're not a professional. So I want you to look at my intro video. See that giant screen outside? Compare that to that cookie cutter screen you got out in your front yard. And keep in mind, like I said, your videos are very easy to understand. See, you have to understand, when you do a demonstration on a screen that small, again, I'm explaining to you where you messed up. Your measuring tape was at 12 feet. When you did the demonstration with the screen inside on the 100-inch, your measuring tape was at 12 feet. You know what that tells me? That tells me that the screen you had outside, you had your zoom pushed all the way down. They give you a small little screen, and then you pull that back to 12 feet to fit that area. By you pushing the zoom down, that means your pixelations were much tighter together, and you're able to obtain a little brighter image. but also to the size of your screen. The bigger your screen, the more ambient light it has to take in. Also, the bigger screen, the farther your projector has to go back, which means your lumen count is going to drop even faster depending on what time of the day it is. See what I'm getting at here? There you go. That's where you messed up. That tells me at the end of the day that if you have, somebody has very little space and they do that, I can accept that. But if you have that much space like you're displaying and you're still doing little tiny screens like that, that shows me at the end of the day you have no confidence in your product. And I can see why, because looking at the screen on the 100-inch inside with the window shade down, the ultra short throw projector, your contrast levels weren't even picking up. The screen was going constant tan around the edges all the time. The demonstration you showed with the black screen, when I hit that demonstration right there, I looked at your speakers. Your speakers didn't even match the same color as your screen. Not even the border. Clearly showed your screen wasn't even close to a gunmetal. Gunmetals would be darker than that. It was a mid-gray screen. That's what you were displaying to try to pass it off as a black screen. You would never pass next to this thing in a contrast level. It would beat the daylights out of you. Even that's invisible technology, and that can take a direct hit from the sun. You couldn't even handle that. Heck, you couldn't even handle the green screens we have here. Green screens can pull up contrast levels. So no, it's not worth my time. And what I think you should do is I think you should do what I requested. Go to Home Depot or Lowe's, get an exact color match of your product. Do a pour out. I want to expect to see a pour out because I don't want you going there and getting a different color and then paint. No, when you paint it next to your screen, it should blend in perfectly. And then do that demonstration again and see if that screen comes up different. That's what you're going to have to do. All right, we got subs, we got everything hooked up. I just knocked up my cable line here, but I'm not worried about that. I'm going to put that in a few minutes. And then if the weather's good, I got 2 hooks out there. I might hang this outside today. I'm going to put this outside today, and then we're going to be out there with the big boy screens. If the weather's calm, we might be out there with the inflatable too. Inflatables, that's the thing about inflatables, man. You got to be out there when the wind is somewhat okay. If not, some things blow around quite a bit. So that's the only thing I don't think about the inflatables. So let's see what we got going on back here. Oh, we're in the wrong port, that's why. All right, we should be popping in now. There we go. Our detection should be coming up in a few minutes. Unless my machine is off. All right, so we got the subwoofers hooked up. They're all got power. We got to put the cable somewhere so I don't trip over that and break my neck. Let's see what we got going on. I didn't realize that when we used to have a setup over here. So we had a setup over here where we had floodlights coming down on top of our screens right here. So the entire time when I'm putting extra lights in here, I didn't realize that this place was maxing out on a meter. We're going to get 2 more meters in here. We're going to put 1 here and 1 here because I want them to display. I might put a meter display here so you can see the meter maxing out in the environment. And then we're going to put an LCD display and call this area the meter max out zone. That's the name we're dubbing it. Now, before I leave out of this video, we're not entertaining you anymore. That's the end of it. You can go rant, do what you do best, but at the end of the day, you know the truth. Your product doesn't work. You're going to have to go to Home Depot or Lowe's. You're going to have to do that color matchup because now people are going to be expecting it because we announced it. So that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to show that difference, right? If you want, you can look at my links at the bottom. I got 7 there. Go right through them. You can see where we've done these tests multiple times over and over and over again. This is what you're going to have to do to show that you have a difference. And also, too, get yourself a meter because you need to know. We need to know exactly. Well, I don't need to know, but I think your customers should know how much ambient light you actually have in that environment because that environment looks very dark. So you should have a meter in there. Go get yourself one of these right here. The Dr. meters right here. Very easy to use. See right here when I put my meter on, watch this. Automatically maxes out. Take my hand, cover it up, take it away. Put my hand, cover it up, take it away. My meter doesn't read down here. Well, I guess it wouldn't. Look at these things we got in the ceiling. You didn't even show an angle gain. In the video, well, you couldn't show an angle gain. You know why I couldn't show angle gain? Because he had 2 pillars here and here. He had his screen tucked away in this pillar. So I don't know why you were pointing at the ceiling. The ceiling ambient light has nothing to do with your screen. You know why? Because where your screen comes out, you have a pillar here and you have a pillar here and you have a lip that comes out a little bit from here. Your lights are up there. So when your lights come down, your screens are actually under that pillar. See what I mean? So you got your screen tucked away in there so you can pull up a better image. I know all those tricks in the book. I've seen them all. Now you see in here, no pillars at all. The demonstrations where I do with the condensed lighting, I walk in front of my projector, you can see lighting making contact with the screen. All right, well, let's let them continue on what they need to do. I got work to do over here. I don't have time to keep engaging in this nonsense, but it's just to give him an understanding that when you act up like that, it doesn't look professional. It doesn't at all. Period. If I wanted to embarrass you, it takes 4 applications to paint one of your screens. I can paint 4 of my screens for the time to paint one of your screens and use all 4 of those screens to blow out your product. That would be extremely embarrassing. But I'm not going to waste my time on that. I'm not going to waste my money on your product because it's not worth it. After what I've seen in the demonstrations, it clearly shows your product doesn't work. And what you need to do is you need to go to Home Depot and Lowe's, you and Crow, take your products down there and get a match of all your products. Record yourself doing it. Please record yourself. Record yourself getting a match of all your products. Take them back to your house. Paint those live and do those demonstrations. That's what you should be doing. All right, with that being said, I want to get back here because I got a gaming demonstration to do on Facebook. Look at that. Look at that screen. Look at my soundbar set on. Let me see. Soundbar's running, right? Let me see. Make sure we get everything running in here. Oh, soundbar's not plugged in because I forgot to get the adapter from upstairs. That's what we forgot to do. And you got to be careful about that. You got to be careful about people who claim to have black screens and are actually gray. Got to be careful about that. Got to make sure that you're actually getting a black screen at the end of the day. Now, see this PARTAY? I'm going to show you something real quick. This is my screen at 126 inches. I want you to look at my environment very carefully. If you notice, my screen's not tucked behind any pillars. I got a window here. I got a window here. These are veneer curtains. As you can see objects on the other side. I'm designed to let a lot of light pass back and forth across my screen. See how this works? That's what you need to do. I know why you built. I saw when you were building that theater room. So you deliberately built it like that to tuck that screen in there. See that screen right there? That's darker than your screen. That's black. See the ceiling? That's black. Turn this off in just a minute. Show you this with the projector off. Make sure we got the right one. Here we go. See my projector when it's off? This is my screen. You see how black that screen is? See the sound bar? See my massager? See my sofa cushions? See my air purifier? See all that blended into that black screen? Your screen didn't even come up that color. You couldn't even match your speakers in your demonstration. That's how I can tell at the end of the day that your screen is not black. That's black. That's black. Even my screen in my kitchen is blacker than your screen. Let me show you something real quick, what you displayed. Your screen didn't even come up with dark. Our gunmetal, our gamers are darker. Our gunmetal cinema gamers are darker than your screen. They're darker than your screen. That's supposed to be black. They're not. Your screen's not even in the category of gunmetal. So it doesn't sit in the gunmetal category. Let me show you something here. That's the red technology. That's black. Now, you see this screen right here? This screen's darker than your screen. This is a very dark gunmetal. This is called the gaming cinema. It looks black, doesn't it? It's not. It's actually gray. That's black. That's gray. That's a very dark gunmetal screen. That screen's darker than your black screen. I'm just telling you. What you displayed was what you displayed in your video was a gray screen. These are the reds. That's darker than your screen. I don't know what category screen would come in. It wouldn't come in as a gunmetal because gunmetal would be too dark. It wouldn't come in as a gunmetal. I know that for a fact. Let me see what we got here. Let's see. Let's go over here. Let's pull up. And for a person whose product is supposed to be selling, you got a lot of sold out things on your site. I don't know what's going on with that. Why you got so many sold out items? So your product's not selling like that. So, yeah. And after what I've seen, there's a customer here that's really ticked off on you. He's really ticked off. I don't know what you did to that guy, but as I can see in the demonstration, he's posting the exact same. He's posting the same demonstration as you are. Oh, to that customer, go to Home Depot, get a match of his product. That's what you need to do. Just go over to Home Depot, get his product matched. See if you can get it. You can get a duplicate copy of it. So let's go over here real quick. Do-it-yourself coating, no one's going to touch that. It takes too much time to paint your screen in. Way too much time to paint that screen in. So that's going to be an issue right there. You got it down as a black screen. That's what you're saying. It's 100, your black screen, right? Your screen's not coming up black. This is what color your screen's coming up. And the environment, again, look, it's too dark. But when you get right to the end, right there, that's the color of your screen. That's what comes up. Doesn't even match your speakers. See that? Your speakers are not the same color as your screen. Your border is not the same color as your screen. Your screen is not even passable for gunmetal. The screen we have in the next room is darker than your screen. My gunmetal screens are darker than your screen, than your black screens. So what is this color? What is this? That's not even black. You and Crow's products are exactly alike. They are exactly alike. They are. I think what you did, I think you did that that process of telling the customer that they have to paint the screen that way in order to separate yourself from Crow. That's what you did. At the end of the day, they don't have to do that. At the end of the day, they can just go to Home Depot and Lowe's and just get your first coat and just make a copy of it. That's all they got to do. As for one coat application, that's all they got to do. They'll put a primer in there. They'll allow it to apply it one time, and that's it. So right there, they already eliminated your 4 processes altogether. So unless you're showing them that those particular coatings that you're putting on each one of those are combining one over another, and they're showing a particular difference, like you're saying, look, we got 3 applications on here, and each application serves a purpose and actually making the screen better. From what I'm seeing in the demonstration, it doesn't at all, period. It's not doing anything with contrast. The white levels are somewhat this, that, and the other, and your colors are ugh. So I can see based at the end of the day, whatever 3 applications you're putting on there, it's not really doing anything. Now, Goose Screens was different. Goose Screen had one that was a primer, one was the actual screen, and the other one was a protective coating. That's what made Goose Screens different. That's why you had to put the 3 applications on. Yours, on the other hand, doesn't have a special application for a coating to protect the screen. And as for the other one, that couldn't have been a primer because when you were painting on the screen, it was smearing left and right. It wasn't even taking that well. You put 2 applications on it, and it still was showing these spotted white levels that was coming from the original surface. So that definitely couldn't have been the primer because Bullseye would have covered that over just like that with no problem. Matter of fact, any screen paint would have painted that over with no problem whatsoever. So I don't know what that 4 application had to be done for. But at the end of the day, if a customer wanted to get you, do you dirty, all they had to do was just take your first coating, that first top coating, go to Lowe's and say, look, I need an exact copy of this. Go in, paint your screen, boom, 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 be done. I want to put primer in it. I want a coat, 1 coat application. They can get all that done right from there, add it right into that paint that fast. So what you got to do now is you have to go in and you have to do a demonstration showing that your product does not match any Home Depot or Lowe's if somebody were to match your product. And if you stall on this, like you just did, your response back was to do that meme, clearly shows that you are afraid. And it clearly shows that you can't back your product because that's how you reacted. Not good at all. That's the information you gave to me. See, I can read y'all like books. Easy. You ever notice that when y'all do that to me, do I make memes of y'all? No. Did I send y'all threatening emails? No. I go and I back my work up. Go downstairs, pull out projectors, show my screen, I back my work up. That's how you're supposed to do it. Back it up. But that's how y'all react. And that's how I know y'all can't back it up. So let's see how long it takes them to do the demonstration that I've required. If not, any one of y'all can just go in and buy the product, or just basically take a picture of it and go down to Home Depot and say, look, I need a match of this. Because you can take a picture of it, they can match it by a camera. You know that, right? They can take a picture of it and they can match it by a camera. And that's all they got to do. And just request that, look, what kind you want, exterior or exterior? You want it to have 3-coat application, and just paint and be done. So I would advise you to go in and do that demonstration today. Or basically you can just keep replying back with the little memes and stuff. But at the end of the day, someone's going to do it to you if you don't do it yourself. I don't have time to entertain you anymore. So as of today, goodbye. I'm going to get back to work. And let's see how long it takes for both of them to go to Home Depot and get those colors, so we can see whether or not their products are black and white paint at the end of the day. I am going to go set up for my gaming demonstration. And I want to do a motorized projection screen outside badly because I love getting a chance to. I've done a few of them, but I miss doing them. But if I do a motorized projection screen, it's going to be a big one. It can't be the, we did the 92s out there. It can't be the 92s. I'm going to have to do a 150-inch tension outside, or 200-inch tension. Wouldn't that be cool? Like a 200-inch tension screen outside would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That would be sick. If I do I wonder how much a 200-inch tension weatherproof, because that's a really big screen to lift off a rack system and carry it into the house. I don't even think I have room to accommodate a 200-inch screen by the motor from one end to the next. I'm going to see how much Elite Screen is going to charge me if I just leave it out there for all I care, you know? And then we can have, if it's a good price, if it's not too expensive, then we can have outside, we'll have the 180 inch, the 250 inches, the 235.1 at 198, and a 200-inch motorized screen. That would be sick to do demonstrations of. Now that would be cool. All right. In January, probably around January, we're going to start showing off the first look at one of the physical screens we're working on, the 38s. You'll get a chance to see a glimpse of what they're going to look like. We just have to wait till January because I told you we get our supplies for that one overseas, and it takes a while for it to get here. All right. Well, with that being said, I got to get back to work downstairs. I got a demonstration, and we're good from there. Let's see how long it takes both of them to get to Home Depot or Lowe's and do that test demonstration, which we've required for today. If they don't do it, then you already know the deal from the door. There you go. All right. Got to go. Got to get back to my customers, and God bless.